Cheating in school. Pretty much everyone has done it before, unless you just got it like that. But most of us have cheated before, whether it's on a test, an essay, or you work together when you're not supposed to, whatever it may be. Most of us here have cheated in some way or another. And if you get caught, oof, good luck. Because ISS you go, and you gotta cough up all the dust in the fucking office. Do this at your own risk. And don't be obvious about it, and it will work. But yeah, here is the best and worst ways to cheat in school. Starting from S tier at the top and F tier being the lowest, we gotta rank them. Now, first up, we got phones. It's simple, but yet it's so predictable and uncreative that your chances of getting caught are extremely high with this. Like, you're just looking down at your crotch the whole time. You're obviously gonna get caught, all right? The teacher's gonna start doing the little Darth Vader walk, examining you. So sure, the phone method's really easy. All you do is look up the answer, but the risk is so high, so C tier. Although the risk is high, I've seen so many people at my college get away with using their phones on tests. By the time you're in college, you'll be a pro, and for those of you in college, I bet you can vouch. Next, we gotta talk about the pretend submit. So basically, this method, in a nutshell, is if you have an online test, this only works for online tests. If your teacher doesn't monitor who submitted tests, literally just close your laptop, go outside the fucking classroom, far away from it, and just work on it outside the class. Yeah, this one only works in college because, well, you can only leave your class in college and not in grade school. If you're in grade school, just use the bathroom method. Yeah, never mind, don't do this method. It always backfires. So that one's getting a D tier, and the fake submit's getting a B tier. It's like the only counter to the test lockdown system. And somehow, it fucking works too. These are all so obvious yet so good. But some people at my school would just huddle up, and there would always be one answer on the test that's just out of fucking left field that everyone was trying to figure out. But if the teacher monitors who finishes the test, then you're fucked. Do not do it. Next, we gotta talk about Quizlet. Now, this is literally the upgraded version of just looking something up. If you have a multiple choice test, Quizlet is that motherfucker. Or if you have a lot of busy work to do and you want to speed run it, Quizlet is got your back. It's got all the multiple choice answers on there. Sometimes they don't pop up, but look, most of the time they do. And make sure you're searching it on Google, not fucking Microsoft Edge. I got no results, and that fucked me over for one test. I mean, what's not to love about Quizlet? It's a double-edged sword for studying and cheating. So fucking S tier. It's goated. I mean, where else would it go? Google is getting God tier. Like, there's literally no other way. Like, it is above S tier. It birthed a whole new way of cheating. And it's so easy to just Google something real quick during a test if you don't got like some sort of lockdown on your computer. If you have lockdowns on your test, then, well, you're fucked. Next, we gotta talk about Control F. Literally the most clutch thing ever if you have to like find and recite something in a book or whatever for a test. Don't be a dumbass and get a hard copy, get the ebook so you can find things by typing in a phrase. Although this one's pretty limited to one specific type of a test or finding quotes or whatever it is, shit's still valid, B tier. Next, we got writing on your arm or just any body part, your finger. This shit is fucking trash. You cannot tell me this has worked. It's just gonna smudge and you're not gonna be able to read it. So what is even the point? There's no way that shit's gonna be legible. F tier, that shit's trash. But writing on your desk, on the other hand, might clutch in only certain situations where you gotta write like a little math formula to remember. That's really it. Other than that, no, because you can't even write a lot on there. So D tier. I wrote a math formula on my desk once, and I was chilling. I just wrote it on the bottom left corner so the teacher couldn't see it, like right before the test started, and she didn't even see it. So it can clutch, but I don't know. You're better off doing something else. Looking over at someone's paper. Now, I would get so mad when someone would stare at my paper just so obviously and obliviously for 10 seconds. Like, a quick glance is good, but not just straight up staring at a piece of paper. And this only works for multiple choice tests because, well, if you got a brick wall to write on your paper, then you can't really look over at someone else's paper. Get all the information you need. It's fucking trash, D tier. And plus, you gotta trust in the other person next to you to clutch up. Working together. Somehow, I got fucking penalized. We got fucked in the ass. Pause. Because we got penalized for working together on an assignment that was fucking busy work. Busy work. And we're not dumb, believe me. I ran my answers through fucking Quillbot, and that shit still didn't work. Every time me and my brother Birdie had the same class together, we would always get accused of cheating. Literally just because we're twin brothers. Like, we literally had the same brain, for fuck's sake. And we're gonna write similar things, and we study together. But yeah, I know working together isn't technically cheating, but some teachers call it cheating, which is, it's honestly dumb. Because when you go out into the real world, you're gonna be working in groups anyway, so who the fuck cares? But if your teacher's not a fucking dickhead, we'll give it a B tier. Because most likely a teacher won't penalize you for working together, but it happens. Sending your friends the answers. Now this one's kind of mid. Because you put yourself at risk for getting sniped. You put yourself into the mix by giving your friends answers. I sent my friend an entire essay. He wrote it within 30 minutes. Mocked up a nice draft based on my essay. And we didn't get caught. But yet I get caught working together, quote unquote. I'm going C tier for this one. I mean, sometimes, you know, fuck it, you gotta risk it all for the homies, but sometimes it's just not worth it. You gotta stay in your own lane. Next, we gotta talk about AirPods. Now, AirPods is a cheating method I've never seen done before, so I don't know. I don't even know if I would try it, especially if you have short hair. If you have long hair, maybe give it a go. Keep your one AirPod at really low volume and just repeat the formulas or whatever it is you need, the study guide. But I don't know. You don't really know what's gonna be on your test. You could mimic the study guide. This one's not really foolproof. We're gonna have to give it a C tier. That shit needs a patch update. Next, we got the pencil drop, a classic. Yeah, you literally give yourself a target on your back just by making noise, just by dropping your pencil. So what you do, you drop a pencil, and as you're picking up your pencil, you look at someone else's paper, you get better range than you would just glancing at it. So it's basically just the upgraded glance. C tier. I wouldn't add this to your arsenal. It just puts a target on your back. Next, we gotta talk about the bottle method. Now, the bottle method is basically you write things in the paper inside your water, and you kind of act like it's, you know, average day. I got a nice water bottle on the desk. I've never seen anyone do this recently because, well, teachers are starting to catch on to it, but for offline tests, it could clutch up if your teacher's just that oblivious. And it is a creative method, and it's a classic, so we'll give it a B tier. Tell me not, when someone says cheating in school, you think about the water bottle trick. Brim on your hat. Now, if you use anything aside from a marker to write on the brim of your hat, then you're basically screwing yourself over, because there's no way you're gonna be able to read that. And there's no way if you put on a hat that you're gonna be able to, you know, just look up real quick at the brim of my hat. It's gonna be so tough to see because, well, the lighting is trash underneath your hat. Although it's really stealth and creative, you're better off just winging the test. Like, why even put in the effort at that point? You're not gonna be able to fucking read what you wrote on your hat. And you're gonna fuck up your hat forever. And plus, the teacher might complain that you have your hat on, so, this one's kind of ass. F tier. For that one, I couldn't see the vision. I just couldn't visualize myself doing this and it working. ChatGPT. Now, I've talked about ChatGPT on this channel multiple times, but I tried to use it recently, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of folding. It's folding. I just asked it now to write me a research paper, and it gave me some half-ass fucking bullet point shit. Although the tool is really amazing, it's low-key starting to sell right now. But ChatGPT, it still can summarize things for you, which that can also come in handy. And it's not only good for English classes or whatever it is, wherever you have to write papers. It's also good in math and then language classes, so it's easily just, it's S tier. Next, we gotta talk about Google Translate. Any language class, this shit would clutch the fuck up. Whenever I had like a test in Spanish class, I chose Spanish for my language. You could literally click the microphone icon on Google Translate, and it will literally translate what it hears. So you don't even have to listen for shit. I would always struggle with the listening part of the Spanish test, and now I'm cooking thanks to Google Translate. And if you're in the back of the class, well, that's not really gonna clutch for you. But Google Translate is still a cheat code in completing work in that class, in whatever language class you're in. Quillbot. If you have to write anything, Quillbot is your GOAT. It's like your Luigi to your Mario. Like, it's a good duo. Luigi's clutching. If Mario puts the alley-oop up to Luigi, he's dunking that shit. ChatGPT and Quillbot is like the perfect duo. God tier. What Quillbot does is it paraphrases things for you, and you can choose what word it is or what word best fits what you're trying to say. I really got to put on for Quillbot. Of course, I got to save it for the GOATs who are watching right now. And don't worry, there's more. It's just going to get better from here. You got Spark Notes too. You could just summarize any book, another A tier. But if you ever want to do math homework in like T-minus 2 minutes, Photo Math is your GOAT. It will give you the solution too. Once you take a picture of your homework, it will give you the solution to the answer. God tier. You can literally get that shit done in like 5 minutes. Next, we got to talk about the backpack method. Now, this one is pretty self-explanatory. You leave your notebook open in your backpack and sit far enough from the table so where you can see your notebook, but you can also work on the test. This one, it all depends on how noticeable your backpack is to the teacher. If it's hidden well, then you should be fine. Make sure you write it pretty big because, well, I couldn't even see it when I tried this. Although I fucked this up, it was pretty solid. B tier. bypassing your computer's lockdown system during a test. I have no idea how to do this, but if you are that motherfucker and you could just do it, you are like on a whole nother level of intelligence. You're on like 189 IQ, bro. You're gonna need some Charmin Ultra Soft to wipe your ass because you are the shit. We'll give this one an A tier. Really difficult to pull off, so not many people know how to do it, but if you know how to do it, then you're basically set for life. Go watch that video on that screen. Go, go, go now. There, go. You will not regret it, I promise. Go watch it. Watch it. Watch it.